for the 90 minutes, and then they were beaten during the penalties. And people were saying mambo ya wazungu tuachie wazungu, the penanka Afrika wameweza kupiga mawe dimanga. And people said if at all the coach used some of the players, a lot of people were bashing the coach about his selection of the players. But let's talk about the results in Rwanda. I'll start with you, Arocho.
Well, allow me first of all to send my polis to Lowland Starlets, that is an NSL side from Nyamira. They had an accident yesterday as they were traveling to Rwanda for their match. So, pole for the players. Luckily, most of the players are safe. Yeah. We had about 13 who were injured. But all in all, pole for the team. The match could not have been played because of that incident. Now, coming back to your question, I think we are being unfair to Benny McCarthy. Most of our fans are not fair. Why do I say so? I say so because I feel Kenya played so well against Estonia. Estonia is not just any other team. When people look at how Estonia is ranked in the FIFA calendar or in the FIFA ranking, we are missing the point. Yes, Kenya is slightly above Estonia, but look at the kind of opposition that Estonia play in Europe. For example, in the World Cup qualifiers, they were in Group I, where they featured Italy, they featured Israel, they featured Norway. These are strong sides in Europe. So when you look at the FIFA ranking as a yardstick to gauge the opposition of Estonia, then you're gonna miss the point. Coming back to the match, I feel that we started on a low, but the team picked as we progressed. We conceded an early goal in the 20th minute or so through the corner, which for me was unfortunate because our defenders did not really attack the ball. Our keeper Ian Otieno came a bit late and we conceded that goal. But after that goal, in the second half, I liked what I saw. I liked the combination. In fact, towards the goal, the build-up that Kenya had before we got that goal was magnificent. I was so impressed to see Ogam scoring. He's not been playing in his club, but it's encouraging to see that he scored a goal and you could see how he was celebrating. All in all, I felt that Kenya played well. I had a post on my social media because the last time we played, I think I really bashed the coach, the fact that he did not travel with the team to Europe. But this time around, I feel that the coach got it right. We were just unlucky that we did not score in the last penalty. But penalties always goes either way. So basically, me, I'm happy. I believe that today we are going to beat Granada. And as many of the analysts say, these are just pre-match. This is a pre-season for Kenya because we are preparing for AFCON, sorry. AFCON. So basically, the matches that you're playing are more or less pre-seasons. I'm not looking down upon pre-seasons or saying that we should lose, but I felt we lost honourably against Estonia.
So, Leonard, do you agree with Papa Fred Arocho?
I agree with whatever Arocho has said. And first of all, I will start by saying it's a privilege to play a European side. And whoever came up with the FIFA series idea has really done good to football, because I don't see a situation whereby we'll have Kenya play a European side if it wasn't for the FIFA series. And again, like Arocho has said, I think we are being very unfair to Mr. Benny McCarthy. And I think I wouldn't be wrong if I told you guys, like, this is like the golden generation for Kenya. If you look at the amount of talent that we have in the squad and the kind of players that Mr. Benny McCarthy called up to the national team, I think in the near future, we have something that Benny McCarthy is building that we should all sit, appreciate, and watch the man do his job. Getting back to the match, I think we had the best game in a long time. I don't remember the last time the Kenya national team would have 10 to 15 passes in a row. And in the match against Estonia, in the build-up to the goal, like Arocho has said, we had if I'm not wrong, 20 passes. Then Zeko Biero, the number 10, I think in Kenya, maybe you might say it's too early to judge, but I've not seen a number 10 like Zeko Biero. How that guy plays is something that we should all cherish. The pass to Ogam was, those are the kind of passes that we watch with Barcelona, the likes of Arsenal, and I was very happy to watch such a young lad do what Zeko Biero did.
Now, just to add on what he said, Zek, I think was his debut. Zeko Biero is one of the players that we've just picked from Europe. He has some Kenyan roots. So basically, this was his first first match, and it was unfortunate that Job Ochieng got an injury early in the match. These are some of the players that are being brought into the national team, basically to give us a fresh breath. So when people criticize the coach, more so in his the way he selected his players, I feel that, once again, I feel that we are being unfair. Some are saying that he needs to pick players from FC Leopards or any other club. Guys, let's give the coach the opportunity to make his own decisions, because I will pick him. I personally will pick him when we lose. So when he makes his decision, let him make his decisions. Regardless, nobody should influence his decisions, so that when he doesn't perform, we are going to challenge his decisions after the match. So basically, the coach has that kind of freedom to make decisions. But once again, I'm going to say it on this show, we had a good match, more so in the second half. Moving on to Granada, I believe that Kenya today is going to get a good win.
Still on Harambee Stars, let's talk about individual performance and, of course, Coach Benny McCarthy. Nobody expected that Ryan Ogam would have started the match because he has not been active in his team. And people are really questioning Benny McCarthy. To you, Fred Arocho, wacha nianze na wewe, because people really bashed Benny McCarthy really, and I went to look out for talent outside. The same way you've said, what all can expect for him to pick some of. Let's talk about the individual performances on Harambee Stars and Coach Benny McCarthy with his team, tactically.
Well, I'll start with the defense. I felt that was our strongest point, where we had Obija in that central defense. Frank came in that defense also, and it was quite solid. Omar Abiud on the left was magnificent. One of the players that played so well in Chan. On the right flank, we had Ronnie Onyango. Ronnie did so well, other than few crosses that did not come his way. Our midfield was quite strong. I feel that Ian in goal needs to be given more matches. He's not played for the national team for some time now, but the control was there. So basically, I have a feeling that we need to cut the coach some slack. He's been there, and we saw he's coming from the Chan performance. We went for friendlies. Yes, we did not perform well in the last two friendlies. But basically, we are seeing improvement. Guys, let's also be true to ourselves. I mean, let's give the coach opportunity to express himself. I disagree with many. I saw some club officials talking about some other teams being favored, and some teams not being considered. For example, FC Leopards, players have not been considered. But when a new coach comes in, you need to give your best so that he picks you. A coach will work with people he knows, or even us. For example, me, I'll only work with people I know. So when a new coach comes into a team, you need to impress him. Yeah. And if you don't impress him from the word go, he'll just have that, the first, it's called what? First appearance, first impression lasts. So most of these players are the players who impressed the coach initially. And there's still time for other players to come in, because 2027 is still a year or so. So just do your best and pray to God that the coach will support you.
Leon Otieno, do you think that Coach Benny McCarthy has the answers? Because a lot of people are really questioning his selection, his decision. Do you think that Coach Benny McCarthy has the answers?
I think Benny McCarthy is the right man for the job, and he has the answers. And I think the football fans in Kenya should drop the narrative of we should pick players from the KPL all the time. For example, if you look at the likes of the big guns in Africa, the likes of Nigeria, the likes of Ghana, they have European-based players. And one thing that people don't understand is the fact that a player playing in Europe, there is a reason why he plays abroad. Talent-wise, you can't question a player who plays in Europe. And I feel like coming back to the national team, I was so focused on the midfield. And I think the guy who missed the Panenka, what's his name? I can't remember the name, but the midfield was very much solid with Manzuro Kwaro and Zeko Biero. And I feel like the coach really needs to bring in some foreign-based players for us to have whatever we had against Estonia. Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like foreign-based players will really help so much.
But the question here is, Coach Benny McCarthy has 4 losses. He has gotten 4 losses in a row. So a lot of people are really questioning him. But let's listen to what Coach Benny McCarthy had to say. But let's listen to what Coach had to say about this.
It's not about, of course I want to win. I'm here. The players want to win, but like I said, it's a challenge. It's the first time we play against European opposition. So we want to test our skills against where we are in terms of levels and as a team, as a unit against these lot. And then, if we manage to do exceptionally well, then when it comes Monday and you've been in the final or you've won it, that would be a nice bonus, but it's about learning and taking all the experiences and growing as a team. That's what I'm looking to take from this. They know what I want. They know how I want to work. They know what's do's and what's don't. What you don't do that don't see you get into the national team anymore. So they kind of know that, and I think they can guide these players, and these players bring a little bit of professionalism also, because the way professionalism is locally compared to abroad in Europe, it's 2 different stories. So I think, I would love to see these players come back from Europe and come here and just intensify the training to another level, and it will only help the local players, to also improve, because I think quality-wise, the local players is very high.
That was Coach Benny McCarthy. And still, Harambee Stars are facing Granada today. And after 4 straight losses, the fans are watching closely, still questioning Coach Benny McCarthy. Now, do you think that Harambee Stars will deliver today, Arocho? Because wakipigwa ndio kabisa. I'll start with you, Papa.
Well,